What's up, everybody? Welcome
Yeah.
to another episode of the show about nothing. Your boy Junes and the homie Izzy-Phantasmo. What's good, bro? What's happening?
Man, what is good? And it's been solid, slow week at work, dealing through the same old, but we here.
We here, man. We here. We here. We chilling, bro. We chilling. Everything's pretty good. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff going on. Got the show next month. It's a whole bunch of stuff, man. It's a whole bunch of heap of stuff, man. Ain't nothing going on too crazy, man.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Thank you, God, for opportunities. That's all I can say. Thank God for opportunity, man. Thank the good Lord for opportunity.
This was a spot that you wasn't even like you didn't even look at, or if I remember correctly, the
Look,
spot you're gonna be hosting, you forgot all about it, and they were the ones that hit you up. They're like, "Oh yeah, like we still got you on lock for this one."
yeah, people still shook on that. People still like they like. I tell people that like, wow, yeah. Like I said, I forgot all about it, and I forgot all about it. Yo, man, you know how you just forget about something? Like, oh, okay, got to move on for something. Like, got to do something else, and they hit me up. I'm like, all right. Then I talked to shout out to Altitude. I talked to him last night, and we was talking like we got a few people already bought tickets to the show, so shout out to them. And
Hey, shout out to y'all.
it's like I'm like, all right. So I'm looking like I said, I feel good about that. I feel real. He's like, yeah, we both feel good about this one. I bet. So it's looking like it's gonna be a decent. So far, it looks like the pre-sale tickets looking good. So I'm like, all right, cool. So it's like I ain't complaining. I got a few surprises for this show, something I'm doing for this show. But I got something.
Okay, now that's good to hear. That's good to hear.
About you, man. What's on your end, bro? What's cracking?
Well, like I said, everything's been smooth on this side. Nothing too crazy on this end. Uh, you know, just whatever opportunities, whatever doors open up, I'm looking forward, and I'm gonna, try and walk through them as I can. And last week, last Sunday, had me a little get together at the house to watch. Uh, I believe would have been one of the best games, one of the best Super Bowls that we've witnessed, had it not been for
Bad play call,
and weird referees. The
bro.
same thing that happened to the Bengals and the Rams happened to the Eagles and the Chiefs. Literally the exact same timing, everything just happened. And we're gonna talk about that one. Last week we both came to the conclusion. We both had a prediction saying that the Eagles were going to beat the Chiefs. It was literally a 3-point swing either way, so it was a close game. It was going to be basically a coin flip of a decision, whoever was going to get it. And this was a tale of two halves. This was a tale of two halves, and this is just a tale of opportunities missed, opportunities that made up on, and referees being referees. And this was a wild one. This was a
I say
wild
this.
game.
I'm not as
As the Eagles fan, as
as
the Eagles fan,
I'm
losing 38-35, little in the fashion the way y'all did in the Super Bowl. Let me know, like, where is your, like, because we talked about this and you said that you weren't mad, that you guys are going to be back, and that's the same mindset that I had with the Bengals. I was like, I wasn't mad, I was disappointed, but I had a feeling we were going to be back, and damn near made it. uh you guys, y'all made it, y'all had y'all moment. Like, what do y'all, what's your mindset on, what are you thinking about, like, what, like, how would you describe and break down and talk about this game?
all right. I break it down like this. As an Eagles fan, I can't speak for the whole Eagles nation because I know most people are probably going. And I can't speak for everybody, but for the majority, I'm proud of my team. That's the first part. I'm proud. And secondly, people, it wasn't a blowout. That's the other thing people got to understand. Like, this would have hurt if it was like a TCU Georgia game. I probably throw all my Eagle stuff away.
Yeah.
Man, I'm selling my jacket, my hat, my everything got to go. Everything got to go for.
He said if it was a TCU situation, he'd throw everything away.
Everything was gonna have to go.
Woo!
You know what I mean? But and then
Let me get that phone call. You won't believe it, bro. I'm no longer an Eagles fan. What?
and then again, I see a lot of the people that's talking smack are like Cowboys and Niners fans.
That's the same thing that happened to the Bengals when we lost to the Chiefs.
And
That's the same thing that happened.
So my thing is, if you're a Cowboy fan, you have no room to talk about anything. 28 years now, you haven't made it to a Super Bowl.
28 years?
28 years. Jalen Hurts was born 2 years after their last Super Bowl.
Wow.
Think about it. Think about that. Think about that. He was born 2 years after. They ain't see a Super Bowl in 28 years, my boy. So now Niners fans, you acting like y'all would have worked over Patrick Mahomes. I like Brock Purdy. I said it. But you really think Brock Purdy could have held up against that? That would have been a Georgia TCU game. And I dare any Niners fan to disagree with that. If you're a Niners fan, you really believe Brock Purdy would have gave Patrick Mahomes a game, you're crazy.
I'm going to say this. I don't think it was the fact that they thought that Brock Purdy would have gave Mahomes a game. I think the consensus, they all fall on to what the 49ers players were saying. You know, you had Deebo Samuel, you had Brandon Ayuk, you had Robbie Gould. We went through this last week. They all said the same thing. They were like, oh, had Brock Purdy not gotten hurt, we would have exposed that Eagles secondary. And I believe the Chiefs are going to expose that secondary. And it was all about the secondary. And you saw in the game that Patrick Mahomes, along with Travis Kelce and Eli Pacheco and Jared McKinnon and Kadarius Toney and Juju Smith-Schuster, they put work on that secondary. And there were moments where the secondary got burned. Like there was moments where secondary had
a play where Darius, I think it was Toney.
Kadarius Toney went to he motioned off on the inside and then he lost him on the outside and Slay went that way and he never came back.
And when I said that's it. But it's one of them games where it was back and forth. It was a slugfest. So, okay, I give. And everybody, Mahomes, Kelce, they praise Jalen Hurts. Thank you. We going to be back next year.
Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback. If anybody had any doubts about Jalen Hurts, and you know what?
Trayvon Diggs said it himself. They said, what is Jalen Hurts? He said, what? Jalen Hurts is blank quarterback. He said top 5. I'm like, this is a Dallas Cowboy talking. It's like, if he top 5, I want to see if people was posted top 5. And guess who ain't in it?
Who?
The man that leaded the league in interceptions this year, Ryan Dakota Prescott. And that's another thing. Do you think Dallas could have went up against that?
No.
The way Dak was playing this season, do you think Dak?
No. Hell no.
If you're a Dallas Cowboy fan with a brain, not you delusional people, do you think the way Dak was throwing interceptions in this season, I think he had 11 or 12. You can fact check it for me easy. Can you do that for me?
Yeah, I'm doing that right now.
He 11 all the interceptions. He threw an interception against the Niners.
Yeah.
And you really gonna sit here and tell me that Dak now the defense, Dallas defense is good. Don't get it twisted. But then when Tony Pollard went down, the way Zeke was playing, you really think that was going? No.
Dak Prescott had 15 interceptions this entire season. Tied for 33rd in the league.
Tied. And you trust that against what we just saw? Do you really think anybody with a football? Not now. I'm talking about Cowboy fans who are logical, not these delusional people. I know probably gonna be some in the comments. That's cool, but I don't know. Something's wrong with y'all. But anywho, this was the best Super Bowl I've seen in a long time,
It
and it
was.
was by 3 points.
It was. It was. So we were talking about, okay, so I like how everybody got on this train of like, uh, Jalen Hurts is a top 5 uh quarterback and whatnot. And I even said it myself. I'm like, he's top 5 regardless. Like, it doesn't matter how you look at it, he's top 5. And I'm seeing, let me see if I can find my list real quick, because we talked about this
Yes, we did.
like earlier this week. Oh, here it is. I found my list. So this is my list. This is my top 5 list. And anybody in the comments, if you want to debate me about this, if you want to knock me on this, then go right ahead. My top 5 list is, you got Patrick Mahomes.
Okay,
You got Joe Burrow.
I'll take that.
Jalen Hurts at 3.
That's good.
Lamar Jackson at 4.
Okay,
And tied for 5th, I'll give Trevor Lawrence and Josh Allen. But I might give Trevor Lawrence the edge as of right now. Well, I don't know. You know what? I'm going to say they're tied for right now. Josh Allen, he's done more in the league because he's been in the league longer. But the interceptions, the costly errors on his side versus what Trevor Lawrence was able to do this season, he had a 24-8 touchdown to interception ratio, and he literally had a 4 interception. He had a 4 interception first half of like performance, and then came back and won versus the Chargers in the wild card round.
and look,
And it's like, how do you not look at Trevor Lawrence and be like, that there's something special with this case? That he didn't panic. Anybody else would have panicked and they would have crumbled. This dude
look.
he throws 4
What's the quarterback?
receptions.
What's quarterback for the Chargers?
Justin Herbert.
Look, I don't know how you lose that game and you up that much. You had that big of a gap. I'm like this, and I go back to the Super Bowl. The fact that Jalen Hurts kept it, he fumbled the ball, got touched, and came back and scored.
Yep, he came back and got a touchdown the next drive.
The next drive, he
ran it in.
And it's like he broke, I think he tied or broke a record for Super Bowl.
He set the record for most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback in a Super Bowl with 3, but he was one shy away of tying Terrell Davis's record of 4 rushing touchdowns in the Super Bowl.
And it's like, you got to think about this stuff you may, I don't care, you may, as analytics and stats and just visual, if you're looking at him and saying he's not good, you are smoking meth and crack at the same time as shooting up heroin. Because if you can't,
I'm gonna say this.
Wait. A lot of people sit back and say, "Oh, he's not good. He's still not good." I mean, did you not see what he did in the Super Bowl?
Marcus Spears said this on NFL Live like a day or 2 after the Super Bowl happened. He was like, "Look, if this was somebody's first time watching the NFL, like ever watching a game, and this was their first time ever watching football, the guy in green did a lot better than the guy that was wearing white that day."
He did. It's like, now, here's my thing. I know AJ Brown said when they went up 23 to, what was the score? He said he knew they may lose this game now. And I don't know what he meant by that. I mean, he's like, yo, I guess that was like, we got to keep our foot on them, keep our foot in their ass. I knew it was if something's going to happen when Patrick Mahomes got injured. He's like, well, I know it's about to happen. He's going to have a miracle game. He's going to come back and win this game. I said, watch this. And it happened like clockwork. That's when I know, all right, y'all got to run this score up. Y'all got to run it up. Y'all got to get at least 2 more touchdowns to keep this man out the game.
The crazy part is, and this is the thing about, you know, and this is something that I was talking about. It was, like I said, it was a tale of two halves. The
It was.
Eagles, they dominated the first half. They, they adjusted accordingly. They kept Mahomes in that offense in check. They were up 14-7. Had that fumble not happened, then they probably wouldn't have went up, you know, 21-7. But unfortunately,
Right.
that fumble was the momentum shift that I think Kansas City was looking for. Now, here's where, and I, I'm the guy, I'm the Bengals fan who last year when the penalty happened and the defensive holding came around and yada yada, all that happened, I always said like that was a bad call. And watching this game, the holding call on Bradbury, on Smith Schuster, that was a soft call. But you can
Even the
never,
announcers were like, "Yo,
but
man, come on."
but you can never allow the referees to get involved in the game. There was multiple opportunities that the Eagles had that they missed out on, and not only that, you allowed the Chiefs to drop 21 unanswered points on you guys. They dropped,
Come on.
they got that defensive touchdown, right?
Yep.
And then in the next half, they put what, two, three more scores up on you guys and back to back to back series. You guys weren't able to defend against that. And not only that, you had a low driving punt that
Look,
went to
here
Darius
it goes.
Tony, and he nearly housed it.
But here it go. They are. He said the punter had an injury. That's why the drive was low. He had an ankle. I'm like, if you know he has an injury, let Jake Elliott kick it. Let somebody else do it. Because that was like, and I'm looking at, they looking like they wasn't even trying to touch him. They were like, now just keep him in. Just keep, like, just don't. It didn't look like they tried to touch him. And then going back to the Slay and Tony play, it's like, Jonathan Gannon, what were you doing? What was your play? Howie Roseman's like, you can stay. I sent you I sent you the thing where they like, oh, you can stay. You can stay here. You don't have to come back. You're done. It's like, bro, like
The
you
fact,
really.
can we talk about that for a second, please? Can we talk about this for a second? Can we just go ahead and pause on that moment for a second? Let's talk about this. Philadelphia loses the Super Bowl by 3. Shane Steichen, your offensive coordinator, goes to Indianapolis as their new head coach. And then John Gannon, your defensive coordinator, gets told by Howie Roseman to stay back in Arizona because he's going to interview and then ultimately become the head coach for the Arizona Cardinals. Which, by the way, Arizona, thank you for that. We get to keep Lou Anarumo. And if you had been fun, so Lou Anarumo, the Cincinnati Bengals defensive coordinator, was interviewing for that exact head coaching position in Arizona. And when it came down to Anarumo and John Gannon, there were a lot of fans from the Chiefs and the Bills fans saying, please take this guy out the AFC. Well, Chiefs fans, Bills fans, Steelers, Browns, Ravens, whoever else we got to play in the AFC, Lou Anarumo is back. Our defense is going to be, our defense ain't going nowhere. We might lose a couple of guys in free agency. We got to keep an eye on that. But overall, our defense is going to look solid. But for the Eagles to lose not only your offensive, but your defensive coordinator in the process, like how, give it to me straight. How are you feeling about that?
I feel we gonna be good. I feel like I forget the gentleman name we may be getting, but like I look at it this way. If we keep our main guys, which we probably will, some of them, we're going to be fine. We just need somebody to not say Oh, if I didn't drop Hassan Reddick back, he would have had more sacks. What idiot says that? You you say that. Then you say, oh, I realized what I did in the Super Bowl. We could have won. Now I know I need to do. Who says that? Like, bro, you want to lose. Like, you wanted to lose. Like, dog, you could have went out on a bang. You could this. It ain't like Philadelphia's trash. We're good. We gonna re-up. We're gonna get some more players. I hope we keep some of our defensive guys.
I know
Offense.
Hargrave, he's gonna be a free agent.
It's like I know Garner may be a free agent.
Garner Johnson's gonna be a free agent. Hargrave's gonna be a free agent.
It's not too many. I think Bradbury, not too many. We're not losing too many defensive guys. I'm not sure, but I don't keep up with it like that. Yeah. But at the same token, like we got Kaiser White going to be stepping up. We got Kaiser, not Kaiser. What's my man's name? What's the dude from Georgia? I know Jordan Davis is going to be stepping up. I know Fletcher may be gone. What's his name? I can't call the dude's name. He's from Georgia too. He supposed to be stepping up too. Because a lot of Eagles fans are mad because we wasn't using them. But we coming up. So if we come in with the same anger, now we coming in with now I look at like now we got a pissed off Jalen Hurts. Now I feel like, ooh, y'all. The Eagles are going to run the NFC East as long as Jalen Hurts is an Eagle.
That's the same feeling I got with the Bengals and Joe Burrow. As long as Joe Burrow's quarterbacking, I know the Browns fans, they're excited because they're finally going to see Deshaun Watson for a full season and whatnot. You know, Kenny Pickett's coming into the second year. The Ravens, we don't know what their quarterback situation is. We don't know if Lamar Jackson is going to be staying or if they're going to trade him out to maybe Atlanta. We don't know. But
here's my thing.
The AFC North is going to be just fine with, Burrow and the Bengals. I think they're going to hold it down. But Eric Bieniemy, Chiefs fans. I got to level with y'all. Let me level with you guys. I think me and June over here, we both can agree on this. Eric Bieniemy going from offensive coordinator position in Kansas City to offensive coordinator position in Washington. This man has been a top candidate for a head coaching position for the last 3-4 years now, and he has yet to get a head coaching position. This is my thing. When I saw that pop up, if he's moving laterally on this end, he has to. And I mean, this has to be a move where it's guaranteed he's gonna get the head coaching position in Washington, like within a year or so, because like there's no other way to explain it. Like there's no way you can explain Bieniemy just going from one team to another as an offensive coordinator. That doesn't make sense.
I say this. What he did with the Chiefs, I'm kind of like, what are you going to do with the damn Commanders? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always one of the things like, when I see situations like that, because I always say, all you need is like one piece to turn something around. And like,
they got Sam Howell coming up. That's their rookie. And they're going to use him as a starter. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
I feel like I always say every year, I know where the NFC East is going to go. It's going to be the Cowboys or the Eagles, Cowboys or the Eagles. I said before, I think I said it going into this season, it's going to be either the I say, I think the Giants may do. I think the Commanders may do something. I don't know. It's a toss-up.
You was about right.
And three NFC East teams in the freaking playoffs. 3.
Yeah. The entire division nearly made the playoffs.
It's like,
bro, you had the Giants in a wild card game. You had the Cowboys in a wild card game, and the Eagles had to bye, and then the Giants won their wild card game versus the Vikings. Cowboys won
Okay,
their wild card game, and they
and
played they played the Niners and got obliterated.
and it's
Well,
like
not really obliterated. It was a close game, but still, like it was one of those weird ones. But like
I don't know
the
what that
Giants
last play
played,
was.
the Giants came to y'all house and
It's like it's like and that's what I was talking about with the Eagle. Like I was already telling. I'm not a shit talker, but I was like saying, "Yo, after what they did in versus the Niners, Hassan Reddick was just lighting up. Like, oh, if we coming with that, it's Patrick Mahomes. All we need is one hit, and that's all we need. And I ain't seen none of this from Hassan Reddick. I was like, get him, get him. I'm like, I'm like, somebody grab him and hold him. Shout out to Tony. I'm like, it was like nothing that
bro,
like
welcome
everything
to
that
the
could go.
AFC, my friend. That is
It's
what we
like
got to deal with.
it's like it's like I
See,
was in this
this is an off.
restaurant. Hold on, I was at this restaurant called Chris and John. If you're from Dallas, you know what I'm talking about. I was in line. It was a Packers fan behind me. He's like, "Yo, he's like, fun." He was like, "Yo, what y'all did to my Packers is insane. Like we couldn't get a that dude Jalen Hurts a dog. It was like, yo, like you can't get a hold of him. Like he's too quick. Like it's kind of like saying you got Smith, you got Smitty and AJ Brown, and you got Miles Sanders, and you got Jalen. Pretty much, you got two running backs in the backfield because one of them gonna run. If he ain't gonna throw it, if he ain't giving it, if he ain't handing it off, he gonna throw it. If he ain't gonna throw it, he gonna run it. And if all that, he gonna bail and run it himself. So how do you stop all that? How do you check AJ and Smitty? Then this dude Miles Sanders go up the middle. You think he got the ball? Then it's like, how do you stop that? It's like, how do you stop that? And like now, the whole landscape of the Eagles may change running back because we don't know if Miles Sanders is gonna walk. We're gonna get another running back or keep him or whatever. We don't know. I don't really. It's cool in my book, but at the same time, pause that. I really like how I've been seeing a lot of Cowboy fans think they're gonna get JSN and the Cowboys are number 26 on the board. Like I don't see JSN
I
dropping.
like how people are saying the Bears are going to trade Justin Fields and get Bryce Young, but I don't see that happening either.
I'm like, I I don't think the Cowboys gonna trade up like that. I don't think they really
Okay.
gonna trade up to get JSN because one you got what's his name? CD Lamb and whatnot. So I don't really think they gonna trade
I
up
mean,
to
besides CD Lamb, who else do they have at wide receiver? I mean, the only guy they had was Amari Cooper, and they traded him off for a fifth round pick to the Browns. I was
and
there
they
for
got
that.
a vet
That was
unless
a
they
wild
continue.
trade.
And then they saying Zeke talk about he want to stay in Dallas. I don't think they're gonna keep him.
Nah, they're gonna keep Pollard, but let Zeke either cut him off.
And but yeah, like I said, people know I'm a Zeke fan. You know, Ohio State. You know what I mean. So I rock with him. But like I think he'll thrive somewhere else. You know what I mean. Sometimes the
Change the
scenery.
scenery.
And like it's like you paid him too much money. But let's get to today's topic, bro. It's Saturday. Tell them
It
where
is.
we at, man. Tell them what's
It's
popping off
Saturday.
today. And we
Saturday,
still getting some
February 8th.
football today. We still getting football today.
Wait, I
Talk
thought
to me.
But the Super Bowl was last week.
It was, man. It's the XFL now.
That's right. After a 3-year hiatus, the XFL is back in business. We are booming with football. We are going to be having continuous football all throughout. And today's schedule for football, which is going to be a lot of fun to watch. I was actually looking at it today. I was actually looking at it this morning. See if I can pull it up real quick. Oh, there it is. We have the Las Vegas Vipers and the Arlington Renegades at 3 p.m. We got the Orlando Guardians and the Houston Roughnecks at 8:30 p.m. tonight. And
Mm-hmm.
then tomorrow, the St. Louis Battlehawks take on the San Antonio Brahmas at 3 o'clock. And then the Seattle Sea Dragons and the DC Defenders go at it 8 p.m. Sunday night. We are bringing back football.
And and then like I was looking at the schedule. I was going like just perusing through the schedule. The how many weeks is it? Is it like it's
It's a 10-week schedule. They have a
3 week schedule? So
semifinals.
the,
They
the
have a
the championship is
in May.
in May. It was the championship is May 13th. Then the USFL kicks off in April.
So the USFL is going to be kicking off while the XFL is finishing out their season.
Yeah, so it's like then after that, January and April, July, July, we got the draft coming up. So we're just continue. We got nonstop. Then after USFL, the draft. The combine is in whenever, but we got a lot of stuff going on. For then, by the time then it's back to the drawing board, back to the fall season, back to football. Back. This is like I don't know how to process all this. First of all, before we get to that, like, how do we process all this gridiron? Yeah, how do we process all this?
I don't know.
I'm
I
trying to
mean,
like.
I mean, this is okay. I was a huge fan of the XFL when it first kicked off,
Oh
but
yeah,
then the pandemic hit in 2020 and it pretty much like shut everything down. The X and then you got Dwayne the Rock Johnson along with the COO or the CEO, Danny Garcia, and who was it? Like there was a lot. There was a lot of people that came in to like bring back the XFL, and it's just like the one thing about the XFL that it has yet to do is play a full season because when it started in 2001 and then got brought back in
Sheesh.
2020, they never finished a full season. So I want to see, along with great football play, the one thing I want to see is will this season play out all the way? Will we get a full season? That's what I want to see.
I would like to say yes, solely because the hype around it is too crazy. I feel like
And,
in
and
the
not only
past,
that, we don't got the COVID pandemic to say to knock us back anymore. Like this is fully rehashed. Um, three of the teams that are playing in the XFL are new teams.
and the funny thing is, with this, I remember when it first kicked off, it was very exciting. You know what I mean? I was excited about it. The first week, the crowd was kind of thin, but that next week, the crowd was like, especially before they went from Dallas to Arlington, the Dallas Renegades, whatever. It's like, yo, that crowd was really thin. Like you could like, it was kind of like, yo, pick a seat. You got to sit wherever you want. That's how much room was in the stadium. You can sit wherever the hell you wanted to sit. That's how nobody was there. So it was like, I want to see this. I want to see the XFL thrive because it's a really good game. It's a really good thing. Like, it's like it gives
The
people.
concept is the concept is amazing. They have some rules that is more experimental if you really look at it, but it makes the game a lot funner. Like there is, you don't have the full extra point attempt, with a field goal. No, it's like you have 3-point tries now after touchdowns. So you can go up 1, 2, 3. It's like there's a lot of rules. There's a lot of stuff within the XFL that is like, you know, it makes the game interesting. My thing is though, I just want to see a full season play out because I feel like we got cheated out due to the pandemic. And there was places like St. Louis that was on fire, Seattle was on fire. Um, I think Houston and DC, like they were on fire for their teams. Like they had some really good crowds. And uh I'm just interested to see how all this is gonna play out. Like they're all gonna be playing in their home venues now. This is not gonna be like the USFL where they're all playing in one general area. They're all gonna be playing in they're all gonna be playing in their specific in like their home areas and whatnot. Let me see. I was just reading exactly where each team is going to be playing at. Let me
Before you do
see.
that, I'll say this. I just feel like the XFL, like it was a good time. Like it was a real good time.
It was.
Like it was a good time. Like, but now it's like when the whole pandemic happened, like it is like it's like now it's back. Like, all right, cool. They announced it like I said 3 years ago. Right, I got it. Don't worry about it. Then it comes back this year. All right, and it's kind of like, all right, we get more football. Like I know my brother here he loves football way more than I love football. He's a fanatic. Like he keep up with scores, stats, and players. Like I don't keep up with it like that. I watch it. I told him the other day he getting me into watching the keeping up with stats and stuff. You know what I mean? But it's one of the things where I'm. It's kind of like going to wrestling. This is the avenue we can speak on. We're in an era where you got WWE, AEW,
ROH,
ROH is back now.
Impact,
MLW, Impact, like you
DDT
get.
Pro Wrestling.
It's like I'm just talking about the stuff we can get on TV right now. So you get 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of NXT. That's 5. Then
2 hours of SmackDown,
2 hours,
2 hours of
7.
AEW,
Not,
2 hours of MLW, 2 hours of Impact. Like it's
it's like
there.
we get
It's like
over.
every single day there's something.
It's like we get over 11, 12 hours of wrestling a week. That's a lot to
It is.
process. And that's 12 hours of wrestling a week. Just think about how that is. Like, it's like, if some of it is not much CTV, sometimes it is, sometimes it ain't. But if it's must see TV, it's like, wow, I can't believe I missed that. So it's like, it ain't like back when we was growing up. You had WWE, WCW, ECW, all 3 was must see. You couldn't miss it because we didn't
Because
have these.
it was like the inner war within each other. Is like who's gonna level, who's gonna one up each other. This one right here is more like when it comes to like WWE and AEW and Impact and Ring of Honor, it's like they're all cohesively working kind of with each other. Granted, they're all different companies, but like you have AEW
And
and
you got
Ring
New
of,
Japan.
like you got Ring of Honor, AEW, New Japan, all really working with each other. And then you have New Japan working alongside with DDT. Then MLW is doing its own thing and Impact, and it's like
And the
there's
5, I
so
forgot
many,
about the 5. It's so much.
there's so
And
much. Yeah.
it goes back to what we were talking about the whole NF. You got the XFL, you got NFL, XFL, USFL. Like we just got off of this. Now it's kind of like taking a shot of whiskey, then chasing it with another shot. Like you just, I've been like one drink after another. Like, man, I can't drink all this. Stop buying shots. So it's like we just got a shot of the Super Bowl. People you feeling bad about your team loss, but it's cool. I may not be a Cowboy fan, but I like this Dallas team. Oh, cool. We got more football. I'm gonna ride for this team or whatever. Now you got this. Then after this, you got the USFL. Like, bruh. Then you look up. It's April. No, it's like no, it's
You look
yes,
up, it's August and it's preseason time.
yeah, it's preseason.
You're like,
It's like
whoa, wait a minute. How did we get here so quickly?
it's like yeah, okay, yeah, wait. XFL then USFL start. Yeah, USFL started in April, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so their season will finish in like June, July ish. It's like if you could double check that for me, it's like all this going on. Like when is the final season of the USFL? When the championship game? If you can look
The
that up for me.
USFL?
Yeah,
Ooh.
because XFL is in May.
Oh, let me see. Ah,
It's like how much this I can't process all this. It's like it's so and it's like I look at the USFL like summer league in the NBA for basketball. It's like, all right, this summer league, all right, cool. It's like, yo, this is insane. Like, how does one even? I don't know, man. This is just too much football. Like, this is just, it's not too much football in a bad way, but it's too much like, man, I got to keep up with all this. So it's like, we talk sports on here. Like, man, we're going to be like, we talk everything. But like, man, this sports talk going to be a doozy.
oh, yeah, it is. So, real quick with the XFL, just to keep an eye out, with pretty much all these teams, every single one of them is going to have an NFL alum on that team. There's going to be somebody from the NFL playing on that team. Just a few names to consider. A few names.
Where we at?
So from the Atlanta Falcons, he used to play with the Atlanta Falcons, linebacker Vic Beasley. You
Okay.
have wide receiver from the Cleveland Browns, Josh Gordon, former number one overall pick out of the University of Alabama, and newest quarterback of the St. Louis Battlehawks, former Cincinnati Bengals quarterback, AJ McCarron.
Wait, did you say former first round pick?
Yes. Yes.
How are you not still in the NFL?
That was a good question.
That's crazy.
Then you have the Raiders, who I believe was one of the Raiders' best and most animated punters, Marquette King, is playing in the XFL.
But can't like some players go from the XFL to the NFL? I know old buddy from the Cowboys. He
PJ
was
PJ Walker. PJ Walker was an XFL quarterback. He was with the DC Defenders, I believe, and he went to the Carolina Panthers. Taylor Heineke, XFL quarterback for the St. Louis Battlehawks, now Washington Commanders.
it's like then the returner from the Cowboys, he was in the USFL. Like so, I'm sitting back like
a lot of these guys are pretty much using, if they've played they're playing in this spring ball, they're hoping that they get their tape out there and the teams see that, oh wait, these guys can still go and they're a little bit better than what we thought, and they get an extra shot. That's how PJ Walker, Heineke, and a few other guys got their chance, and they're making the most of it right now.
yes, that's a great opportunity. Like and I think like I don't know pay wise what they get paid like, but I think if you make enough to feed your family, like yo, I want to get this a shot. I really want to play football, and I really want to try to get to the NFL because like yo, get on the practice, get like oh I played this season. Let me hey check me out. All right, cool. Yeah, it's like one breakout game. All right, let's keep this guy. You know what I mean? It's like I think it's cool. It's like especially the kids that can't go to college, that can't afford to, or like, yo, yeah, we ain't make it. All right, let me try the XFL life real quick and still get a chance to get in. Like, it's dope. I really think it's dope.
It's like playing in the G League in the NBA, or like minor league baseball or whatever. It's like playing in the
Minor
minors.
league baseball, there you go.
Like minor leagues, yeah, you get into minor leagues, and maybe a head of like a major team shows up. They see you performing, they
So
ask about you. Next thing you know, you're picked up on the team.
I don't follow baseball like this. I may get the ranks wrong. So the double A is like the entry. Then the triple A is like
Yeah, so
before
you got
that.
so
So
double A. So you got your high school, then you got your double A, which is like your entry, your triple A, which is like your it's kind that's basically like middle tier, and then you have your MLB, which is like the pro. That's pro.
okay,
So
so
that's basically the farm system.
okay, so I say that to say, would you say the USFL is like the double A, XFL is like triple A? Then
No, I would say USFL would probably be triple A because they've been in they've
really,
because think about it like this: the XFL they're just getting back into the swing of things.
there you go. Okay,
The XFL, like we said earlier, the XFL they have not played a full season. This is the first time that we could possibly see the XFL play a full season, a full 2023 season, and go into 2024. The USFL, they've played a full season already. They're coming back for their second season. So we're
yeah,
going to see the XFL pretty much work out little kinks here and there and get themselves together. The USFL, they've gotten those kinks squared away and they're going to improve. And you could see a better product on their side come April when they start.
yeah. 'Cause I think I wanted to. I mean, like I feel like if sports, the crowd is like everything. So when I watch USFL, I couldn't get to it. It looked like a high school game. Like, man, where the crowd at? Like, I
Because
understand it.
I believe they were all like in one general area. So like not a lot of people showed up. But I think with the XFL playing in home fields and whatnot, and before we go, I actually found that list of like where each team plays and whatnot. I actually
Drop
found
it.
out the home stadiums and whatnot. So I think this could help out a lot. So for Arlington, the Arlington Renegades, they'll be playing in Choctaw Stadium. The Houston Roughnecks will be playing in TDECU Stadium.
Okay.
The Orlando Gladiators, I think that's what they're called. They'll be playing in the Camping World Stadium. Vegas, they'll be playing in Cashman Field. San Antonio, Seattle, St. Louis, and DC will all be playing in their original fields that they were at in the
Okay.
first time around. San Antonio is going to be in the Alamo Dome. Seattle is going to be playing where the Seahawks play at Lumen Field.
Okay.
St. Louis is playing at the Dome at America Center. So basically, where the greatest show on turf, the St. Louis Rams played.
Okay.
And then DC will be playing on the same field that the DC Revolution soccer team play, Audi Field.
Bet. Okay. Before I forget, before we got here, we talked. This is a lot. This is a sports in digested. So I know some people probably tuned out. A lot of people who watch this show probably. Well, if you stay, thank you. Thumbs up the video. So the Bears are getting a new stadium,
Maybe.
and it's a maybe now. Okay.
It's a
So
maybe because okay, so so what happened is yes, they bought the land at Arlington, the Arlington racetrack. They have that now.
right.
The NFL has a lease agreement with the Bears and Soldier Field that doesn't expire until 2033. Yes. So the city of Chicago, they are trying their hardest to keep the Bears at Soldier Field, but the Bears are just like, no, we don't want to do this no more. So that's why they look. They're basically putting pressure to like say, hey, look, like we're not playing around. We are serious about like, finding something different.
And we getting the hell up out of here, man. And we do it like yo, you're in it, yo, Roger. We getting up out of here. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna build this right. I don't care what
We're
you
gonna
talking
go
about.
ahead and build. We're gonna build our
Yes,
stadium, and and like Justin Fields said, hey, look, man, I don't care if we're playing at Arlington or Soldier Field. I just want a dome.
hey, look. So There's been a lot, like I said before. I know we're gonna get out of here, but there's been a talk to like expansion teams in the NFL. They're saying that we may get some UK teams. Like, how you feel about this? Like, we're gonna do next week's episode. We're gonna do like some real life talk. We're gonna talk about some keep. We're gonna talk XFL and everything. We're gonna have some like real life talk. But how you feel about all this expansion talk?
I don't know, man. Like XF, like NFL and UK, like that's gonna be like I don't know. I don't know. Like I like where we're at right now. I understand the UK games, like playing in Tottenham and playing in Allianz in Germany, and then you're also playing in Estadio Azteca in Mexico. The international games, I get that, and you want to build the you want to build the brand internationally, like it already is. My thing is like, do we really need to expand outside the country? Like if we're gonna expand, let's expand within, like within cities that we know for a fact can host actual teams. Like
Okay.
I
Next question. Cut you off. Next question. So, what city do you think could host another team? Cause I say, yo, as a man from Dallas, I wouldn't mind seeing another Dallas because the Dallas Cowboys aren't even in Dallas. They're in Arlington. They're in Arlington. They're not even in Dallas. It's like
isn't
it's like
Arlington like a subset of like Dallas?
yes, it's a
Yeah, so
suburb.
it technically is.
It's like so. It's like people like yo. That ain't even like Dallas, yo. Like that's not
Okay,
even
so um I'm gonna say I would love to see San Diego get a team back.
okay.
The Chargers, they moved from San Diego. I would love to see San Diego get that team back. I think if the Chargers were to move, swing them back to San Diego, I think that would be a cool. I think that would be something you could probably see there. Uh, I mean, Orlando probably could host a team at Camping World
Another Orlando
At the
team.
Camping World Stadium.
So you got Tampa, the Dolphins, and another. Ooh, that's a lot of
Jackson,
fun.
it'd be
Jackson,
Jacksonville, Miami, Tampa, and Orlando all have a team.
I wouldn't mind seeing an Austin team.
Or or take one of those teams from New York, like the Giants, and move them inside of New York. Because they don't play in New York. They play in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
That's right.
They don't play in New York. They play in East
That's
Rutherford.
Dallas. They don't even play in Dallas. That's like it's still Texas, but still not like
No,
it's
no,
like
no, 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 no. That's not even the same thing. That's not the same thing. They don't play in their state. They
I
don't
know because
play in
I
their
get the point
state.
you're making. I'm just saying like
They play 8 minutes outside of their state.
I get that,
They
but I'm
play in
saying
New
I said
Jersey.
I say it to
They're
say it's like now if
dude,
the
they're
Dallas
not
Cowboys Stadium was like in downtown Dallas somewhere, like if they like how the Dallas Mavericks play in Dallas, they play downtown Dallas.
or like the
Like
Dallas Stars, they play in Dallas.
they share the arena. So I'm like, if Dallas had a like a state like what state what team is that where they got the the the, the basketball arena and like across the way like the baseball field. Like they stuff is like all together. Like what team is this?
I know Cincinnati. They have Cincinnati. I know they have Paycor Stadium, and then right next to them is their Great American Ballpark. And
Yeah,
then
it's like,
and then
I
I
think it's
know
Miami.
in I know
Miami
in the
got something like
city,
that. I think
and then
Miami got
Miami,
it.
and then I know Kansas City. The Chiefs have the Arrowhead, and then like literally right across the way is Kauffman, their baseball stadium for the Royals.
I think that's what I'm thinking about. But like I said, like if, I say it to say like, yeah, okay. I just feel like, okay, cool. I wouldn't mind seeing another team. I heard somebody talk. I heard them talk about, yo, Dallas maybe get another team. And Jerry Jones ain't having that. Like, I don't think it's up to Jerry Jones to have to say on another team here. He don't run it here like that. But I'm saying like I'm cool with an expansion. I was cool with it. Like,
I'm cool with it. It's just like it got to be reasonable.
yeah, like what's a Like unless you have you gotta have you gotta do a team where people like gonna pack it out. Like you can't have no um South Dakota, the South Dakota, the goddamn South Dakota Rangers in this joint. Ain't nobody pulling on
Hey,
South Dakota.
hey, don't get it twisted. Now South Dakota might show out.
Man, I might go to South. the,
Anywho,
the
boy, anywho, ladies and gentlemen, this has been. Let's go ahead and
Kennesaw,
wrap this up. This has been another episode of the show about nothing with
nothing.
your host, June
Junes 88,
88, your
Izzy
boy,
Fantastic.
Izzy Phantasmo in the building. We will catch y'all next time. We will see y'all later.
Peace.
Yes, sir.